Welcome back, 10:05, a little bit of change on this Friday morning. Always love chatting it up with the Museum of Illusions. I think 3 Peters now on this show so far. And Julissa, did I get your name correct? Awesome. And I think your microphone's still muted for me. Let's see if we can get that unmuted.
There we go.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Thanks for having us.
So I love the Museum of Illusions. I don't know if this is the second or third time, but ever since James started filling me in, I just love what you all are doing. And so many great exhibits, but this is incredible. So STEM.org, I mean, the Educational Research Center and Museum of Illusions, this is amazing. Announced that strategic partnership launching on National STEM Day. This is really exciting.
We are super excited to be partnering with STEM.org. As you said, they are just top of the industry for what they do. They work with so many different companies and brands around the U.S. And it just made sense for our partnership with them. We have, very many museums all over the U.S. now. You'll start seeing them pop up more and more. But as we started to do that, it just wasn't enough. We wanted to make sure that we were still providing that exceptional STEM-based experience. And a lot of our teachers have asked for more. And so we saw the need and we met it. And partnering with STEM.org is going to give us this opportunity to offer really tailored lesson plans that coincide or go hand in hand with our exhibit spaces. We'll have lessons from K through 12. So it's really exciting.
Well, I mean, this really is exciting because, I think what the museum has done so well, and especially some newer innovative spaces just throughout the country and the world is, it's great to have these PSA campaigns, and it's great to drive home the word about all of this great things that are happening in STEM and why kids should be involved. But to have opportunities that actually where you can get your hands on this type of learning and really develop those skills and truly get inspired by it, that's how you grow the next generation. And that's how you put in this new form of education and this new forms of careers and industries. And this has got to be a great feeling for you and the entire team.
It is. It's really kind of putting our money where our mouth is. Our exhibits already have STEM-oriented components to it. And so being able to provide a curriculum that goes hand in hand with it is ideal for educators. Those lesson plans are going to be are going to be available to them when they book their field trips. They can pick and choose which ones make sense for their grade level and their class. It has all the national standards already listed on them, so they can make sure that they're checking the boxes that they need in order to provide a really quality experience for their students.
And what are some of those students and just folks in general? Take me through a little bit more of what we're going to start seeing a part of these exhibits, that curriculum, if you could.
Sure. Teachers, like I said, will have access to these tailored lesson plans, and they will be able to identify whatever the lesson is that they're trying to focus on for their grade level that particular week, and they'll be able to use that in our spaces. So they can highlight and make that direct connection between optical illusions, perception, things like that you see at our museum, but also the science behind them, the technology behind them, the art and the math behind them, the engineering behind them. So it's really exciting that it's going to make it easy for them to do that.
Well, and I think it just goes hand in hand, especially with what technology and what these new forms of art are doing to create these illusions that were never even thought possible. I mean, truly, 100 years ago, no one would think this would be possible other than magic, But with some of the technology that you guys use, I think it just goes back to that point where this is how you get those children and those folks to say, let's be a part of this, these industries, let's be a part of this trade. And that's what I love the most about this. Now, this innovative design, I know, is to make STEM learning more accessible, engaging, and fun for all ages. Was the all ages component of this a little bit difficult to kind of navigate when we were talking curriculum, or did it kind of just go hand in hand, just taking pieces out of that same lesson plan for fitting those certain age groups?
Well, we wanted to make sure that we were offering, again, lesson plans that are good for grades K through 12. That is the entire spectrum of the education,
Right.
early on education. And so we wanted to make sure that anything that was relevant for those grade levels to be learning, again, on those national standards, that they were able to do that through this curriculum. And when we talk about all ages, not only do we want this to be fun for the students that visit, we want it to be fun and engaging for the teachers as well. We want to encourage people to put their devices down for just a minute, connect with the spaces. Obviously, technology is what it is. We all love our technology, but we want to still make sure that, when it comes to the space, that they're really engaging with our illusion experts that are there, the space, and then also, tying that back up at the very end. And then, yes, you can pull out your devices. Yes, you can take pictures and fun videos and all that good stuff that kids like to do nowadays. And adults like to do as well. So it creates a
Right.
really fun play space.
Well, and another thing that I wanted to keep highlighting here, which I think is such an important part for our area schools, if they haven't decided to look into Museum of Illusions yet, and if you haven't, what are you doing? But free admission for teachers year-round to facilitate field trip planning. I think that's a really great incentive and initiative for the museum. Has this been something you guys have always done?
We started this in 2024, and so we've been really excited to be able to share that with all of our communities.
Mhm.
It just is something that we feel really strongly about. We want to make sure, again, that this is accessible for lots of different school systems and homeschool groups as well, because we do have a lot of students who are doing homeschool as an option too. So being able to allow their teacher or their chaperone in for free is going to ensure that, one, they are available and are ready to facilitate the field trip with them, but also that, again, they're learning too. They're part of that experience.
What I think's really cool about this too is the fact that, when those students are learning, something that maybe those teachers can say to them, to kind of inspire them even more, is that they're learning with people from 25 different countries. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're learning truly with folks and children from around the world that are utilizing the Museum of Illusions. Am I correct on this?
Yes, currently our curriculum will be available for 10 locations.
Okay.
We will be expanding that as well, but we are starting out with 10 locations. So you will see that curriculum be available in Atlanta, Charlotte, Cleveland, Denver, Las Vegas, Minneapolis, New York, St. Louis, San Diego, which will be opening at the end of the year here, and also Seattle.
That's pretty impressive that you just
Yeah.
rattled those off. But, and even then, though, around the country, knowing that, hey, we're learning with kids from different states, that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I think our students learn in all different ways.
Yeah.
And so being able to provide something that's going to be able to be used for every type of learner that you may be bringing to the museum, whether they're a visual learner, a kinesthetic learner, they learn through listening, like whatever it is, it will provide a little bit of all of that in the space.
Well, and what I think's, again, just going back to pushing those boundaries of learning, was that always the museum's goal when the Museum of Illusions first was developed and first thought of? Or was this something that was kind of added on because of just the opportunities that presented itself?
A little bit of both. The exhibits have been designed with this in mind already. The people who started building those exhibits from early on in our inception in 2015, they already had that passion and that love for the STEM behind it, right? And so as we continue to open, especially here in the States, we just see more and more of the demand for it, and we want to be. We want to be responsible in how we educate, and so it was important to make sure that the curriculum we were developing was accredited by someone like STEM.org,
Right.
so it has that value and that credibility.
Well, and that's what I think's great too. It really adds that kind of cherry on top of this whole really cool thing, is that it's not just your guys is developing the curriculum, which would have been great. There's nothing wrong with that. But to have that true partnership with such a verified and reputable organization, that's really where I think that's the sales pitch, and take me through just the team's excitement about this, because I gotta imagine, I mean, your team truly has got to be just head over heels knowing that this doesn't just add education to young people, but it also adds a new generation and really that future foundation for the museum as a whole. Am I onto something there too?
Yeah, absolutely. I think as we continue to grow our brand and create more innovative experiences and exhibits in the future for our new locations, we want to stay ahead of that. And part of that is STEM. It is the way in which we want to make sure that we are communicating that educational like outreach and accessibility. I think the statistic I read the other day was something like 91% of parents agree that they see value and want more STEM education
When have
for
parents
their
ever
children.
agreed that much? Not
So,
to cut you off. When
right,
have parents
exactly.
ever agreed?
It shows you that it is a need, and we are meeting it. So we're excited.
Well, and now, what are the future plans? Is it, maybe developing some really cool software for a live show host on Roku to use to make his audience think, things are crazy happening? No, but in all seriousness, what's the end goal with this?
I mean, the end goal is to keep building upon it. This is just the beginning of our partnership with STEM.org. So as we continue, we're going to, roll this out. We'll get real live feedback from educators all over the country to be able to see, where we're hitting the mark, what we're missing, what we could add, what would be beneficial. So we'll keep reevaluating and building upon it. So this will not be the first or the last of it.
When was not to be? This is going to sound like a very silly question. When was National STEM Day? Is that today or?
That is today.
Okay,
Actually, yes, that is today.
Don't scare me like that. I was like, I got nervous because I read the press release and I'm like, it keeps saying the 25th, but I swore it was November 8th because that's why we did it today.
That is correct. You are correct. It is November 8th, and so you'll see different things going out through our partnership. Of course, you'll see it on our website, museumofillusions.com, and you'll also see it at STEM.org, and you'll see it on social media. So you'll see a couple different things rolling out this week.
Well, and I got to ask you this, and I know it's just an idea that more that we're talking about this. Is there ever been a thought for the museum and STEM, that partnership to extend to maybe an online portion of it too for the kids?
Again, we're just starting. So yeah, absolutely. We're going to continue to be creative and innovative in how we
It's wonderful.
use our museum to beyond the walls, right? We want to make sure that we extend that experience as much as we can. We do also realize that while we have quite a few museums around the country, we also have places where there are not museums yet. So
Right.
opportunities to maybe offer virtual experiences or things like that in the future is always going to be something we're going to consider.
Well, Julissa, thank you so much for your time today. And before I let you
Sure.
go, what else have we not hit on that we need to yet? Is there anything that we haven't touched base on that you'd like for our Riverbend audience to know about today?
I would probably just say, if you haven't heard of us before, check us out. Go to our website. We have locations, like I said, all over, and just type Museum of Illusions in your local city and see if we've got one near you or where the closest one is. Chances are you may be going to that city or that state for vacation or for holiday. So add it into your things to do. It's good for all ages. So whether you come with a school group or not, know that parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, everyone will enjoy themselves. And it's hardly something it's actually rare to find something that everybody in your family can enjoy when you get together. So it will provide that experience that everyone will enjoy.
Before I let you go, let me add on this. If you're watching this on one of the Roku downloads that we have or throughout the country, tell your city you need a Museum of Illusions. I think that's the next step,
That's right. As I said, we'll be opening a new location in San Diego and one in Santa Monica later on next year. So you will see us popping up more and more throughout the U.S. As well as overseas as well. Our home base is in Croatia. That is where our headquarters is. And so we have locations all the way from Dubai to Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, I have a couple more softball questions for you. What is your favorite exhibit? I forgot to ask you this in the Museum of Illusions. Is there one that you kind of, if the family's around or if you got to impress somebody, you're taking them to first?
I am a very short person, so I really enjoy our Ames room because it creates the illusion, depending on which side of the room you're standing on, that you're really tall or you're really small. So I like to be a little tall in our Ames room.
Really cool. And then finally, for you today, whenever we're talking about this, with your role with the museum, what has been the most rewarding part of, talking about these partnerships and trying to develop them? Because, yeah, it's all smiles now and, laughing, but it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, absolutely. It is lot of hard work. While we've been around since 2015, in a lot of ways, we are still a fresh and growing brand. So trying to really get the word out about what we do. Not only do we offer, field trip experiences, we offer corporate events. We offer team building
Yeah.
opportunities for groups to visit. We offer venue rentals, so you can actually rent out our entire museum for a really cool
Whoa,
experience with
whoa,
your
whoa, whoa, whoa,
company.
whoa, whoa. Don't you just roll past that. How do we do that? That is the coolest darn thing I've heard today.
Yeah, absolutely. You can check that out on our website as well, in our events section. But yeah, we have companies who decide they want a holiday party in our space, or they want to, have an employee appreciation day and bring their
That's
families to
incredible.
some more fun. So we have a lot of great opportunities to engage with our museums, based on your needs.
I think that you got to be some type of fortune teller over there, a mind reader, because I almost just screamed at the boss through our interview going, I think we know where our Christmas party is going to be.
There you go. Give me a call. We'll make that happen.
I'll be in touch with you on that. Julissa, thank you so much for your time. We'll make sure to link everything in a write-up here in our Illinois Metro East publication and throughout all the fun stuff. But best of luck on this partnership. I know it's going to be a great thing for all of us, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you too. Have a great afternoon. Appreciate it.
No problem. Before we take a quick break, coming back after this commercial, we're talking to Corey Jobe, the CEO and president of Great Rivers and Routes. Sat down with us for about 40 minutes, and we talked about all the growth in sports tourism, plus the Byway Discovery Center. You stay there. I'll stay here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.